And let's go ahead and turn over the controls to Saeed Zaman, just like a lot of his followers have turned over control to him. So I'm interested in talking to Saeed. Welcome back to F.A.C.E, Saeed. Waiting to hear your voice.
Hello.
Hi, Saeed.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. I'm just trying to see
you're a little soft, the volume.
What about now?
Still soft.
Okay, let me take it out and put it back in.
Okay.
Wrong, that is.
Okay. Technical difficulties. This is live TV. I don't know, do you have a mic? Or we're using your laptop mic? We didn't have this problem before.
I
better. Oh, he left?
That's, yeah, better because it's me. Invite him again. I think he disconnected to reconnect again. Perhaps he's trying.
Okay, I will. All right.
I see him.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, okay, my trading warrior brother.
Let's see.
See if we get some volume. You're unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of low, but why don't we go ahead? You just screamed during this interview, okay?
It's never happened before. So normally it's working, this mic. So okay.
Okay, it's a little better. So thanks for taking the time to come back to F.A.C.E, Saeed. Great to have you.
It's good to be back. Good to be back.
Okay, it's sounding better. You know, I'm very much looking forward to seeing your views on the currencies and what your thoughts are. I wanted to start off by, you know, when you made an announcement that you were going to be interviewed today, you really caused a stir in my stream on Twitter. And I've read some of your tweets, and I know that you teach people. And I've read a tweet like, you don't want it enough. You know, if you want it enough, you'll jump off a building. Right, right, Saeed? Huh? You know, I mean, you know, it's kind of like you have an FX cult following. And I was wondering what you do that creates that type of intensity of how people, you know, become devoted to your teachings. What do you think it is?
I don't know. I think I come across as genuine. I'd like to think that, because people can sniff out bullshit.
Right.
So if I was, then I think I wouldn't have that kind of following.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't know really.
But I mean, they were all excited about hearing you in your interview, and you know, when we had to cancel once, people were disappointed. I just wanted to know if there was, you know, some secret sauce you use so I could steal it from you and use it for my following and make them more passionate
I think if there's
about
a secret sauce, you'd know about it.
Yeah, all right, buddy. All right, so the last tweet I remember, the euro was, you know, coming off, and you showed yeah, that was it, I think, and you showed this support zone in there, your monthly pivots, and it, you know, it held last week. Kind of got a little bit of a reversal off that area, your magic box there. What are you thinking?
So before the euro, I'm gonna do dollar because that
go ahead.
More sense. Yeah. So I think last time we spoke, I think I was using the same levels here, but these are like more macro levels. So when I'm doing top down, especially when there's a new quarter starting, for example, October, I like to see where are we within the new quarterly charts. Right. So we can see clearly so far on a macro view, there's no reason for me to be bullish just yet. The reason why I'm saying that is because we had this massive consolidation here. This down move smashed it above it. If it was good, it should have held. It didn't. It broke. Retest here. Then we got this candle here, full-on bullish candle, get everybody bullish, and then what does he do? Slam down. Now, the way I see it is if we get a stop run into a key level, then break down the low that caused that high, I'm considering that as a breakdown. So what I then do is, that's not enough. I've got to break it down further, zoom in more. And what I tend to do is draw out ranges. So I've got a high there, got a low there. The green lines are the extreme of the range. And this thin line is the midpoint of the range. Anything above and below it are just deviations, okay? So if it deviates there, if it gets back below, you can see perfectly sell off. So right now, yes, we are within the range, but I'm still seeing this as just a pullback. Now, if the 50% was to give in cleanly, then I could say, okay, we're going to target the range high, or at least a decent target towards that level. In this scenario right now, you can see where we've hit that mid-range. We've taken our previous quarterly high, but closed within it. That for me is a very bearish signal. Now, usually when the new quarter starts, with each candle, really, you normally have a wick. Very rarely do you get a candle without a wick. So we've got this candle here. We've caused the wick. Now we're below the open, the expansion phase. So I believe we're going to...
that green line underneath it critical, and that comes in at 93.13 or so?
Yes, if it's clear on this.
Possibility to that. And then a move above 96.
Well, for now, there's no reason for me to believe that. Everything to me is suggesting lower. But if it did make a clean smash through this level here, this gray level, then I would switch my bias to longs. So like I was saying, if I was to say, if this broke, then the objective would be the green line. I don't have to aim for that, but I know there's clear objectives. Liquidity is going to be resting above these highs. There's a thin inefficiency to be filled in, and then just swing highs along the way. So far on the weekly, if I include as a high, a low, so far we're carving out a lower high. We break that, I think it's game over. And I think we come all the way back down into this consolidation here. After that, we'll deal with it. But yeah.
I see. Okay. So if we're rolling over here, we're not going to hold the support level at 93. You're looking for it to retrace the whole range to where we were at the beginning of 2018.
What gives me that confidence, probability-wise, is the what the other majors are doing, and that will take me on to the euro now. So yes, I do believe we could get a little bounce here, but in the overall context, so I'm not going to look at, oh, this is just the support level, it has to bounce here. The overall context suggests to me lower, which means the probability of this breaking, with the overall context in mind, I believe that will break, and the objective will be this. So if I look at the quarterly chart for the euro, if we scroll all the way back, we can see we had this key support level here.
Now I see why you're looking for 2750. Because I did see a tweet about 20. I think it was on that tweet, the same tweet, and you showed a move to 2750. Okay.
Yeah. So we've got this, deviation from here. Then we went back above it, and then we held it here. We consolidated for ages and pushed up. So it's gonna be clear when I go to the weekly. So what we had was this up candle led to the move down, took out the stops here. So we should have found resistance there, but instead we broke it. If they were selling here previously, if you broke it and retested above it, there's going to be buyers. So it's a key level. Now, that's not enough for me, especially with these quarterly charts. I mean, you can get hundreds of pips against you. So this is why I'll go to the weekly chart now to clarify things. So if I go to the weekly, we can see we were in a multi-year consolidation here.
Yes.
That's the range high. That's the range low.
Nice.
And this is basically the inverse. But if we look closely, we've got that low. We didn't retest it there, so people get confused when they see like a quarterly chart, weekly chart. Automatically their mind shifts. But if this was a 5 minute, this would be support, becomes resistance, becomes support. I'm looking to buy here. So normally you'll see is if it makes a clean smash through and doesn't revisit straight away and leaves like a thin movement there, it usually does revisit later on. And all I'm seeing is this. As long as we remain above this range high level, okay, I'm seeing this as a retest, a stop run, and here. When I was watching it, I had to wait. I was waiting, seeing, okay, Mark has to prove to me. How does he prove to me? By giving me a shifting structure. We had this high here. As soon as that high was taken and we couldn't really maintain below the range level here, then all bets were off for shorts for me, at least macro view. Obviously, short term, you can get both.
So that was kind of like a false breakdown.
Yeah.
Before we got back above support.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if it does make a clean break below this, then okay, I will switch my bias and aim lower. Okay. But look at another formation now. We've taken out this swing low. We've maintained that. So look at it in overall swings. That's a low. So it's like a one leg up.
Maybe we get a quality of the first rally from last week's low.
Yeah, so I'm seeing all this as a pullback. And
Right.
looking at last week, this weekly candle took out previous week's low,
Right.
and then closed within it, but we didn't take out the high, so the stops are going to be resting there. So this is
Yeah.
more of an idea for short-term trading, and which can evolve into more of a swing trade. But the key point to note here is we took out September's low. Now I've marked out September's low with this thin faded line here. But look, if it was good,
Yeah.
why didn't we stay below that? And the key SR level here as well. Attempted it, sold off, and then once we got back above it, we're not really getting back below that September low. So I think it's going to be pivotal for it to stay above September's low, and then I think we're going much higher. There's no reason for me to believe lower. Now, obviously, you can be prepared for the downside. So like I said, on a macro view, if it breaks below this brown line, then I'm saying we're going to go lower, most likely. But as it stands, I'm looking for an opportunity to go long. So there's two ways. From the weekend, I was looking to go long here. For this low here. Why? We had stops resting here. If I had that bullish pattern, bullish confirmation here, I would have gone long. But it didn't. It just gapped here. Now, you got to be prepared. What if it doesn't come to this level? So what I'll be looking for is, okay, I've got the monthly open. So this purple line delineates the monthly open. If I get a clean smash above the monthly open, that means we are into the body phase of the candle. So that means we're going to get the expansion, and the wick should be in for the monthly. So we're playing around with it now. We're flirting around with it. And another thing to notice is look at recent months. The body, small body, small body, small body, small body. You know there's going to be an expansion coming soon. So at the same time as looking for entries, we've got to have good targets in mind. So my target is this gray box here, which comes in around the 1.19 level. So that's what I believe we're going to head to. So what I'll be looking for, if it doesn't come to that level I've marked out, a clean smash through the monthly open. We've got SR level there anyway, retest, and I'll be looking for short-term targets into here, and then there, and then into that. After that, I'll have to see what happens.
So that's about equality from the rally we had in August to the recent high before the pullback to 113. So it's about equality there. All right. So great view. I know you've tweeted me about U.S. dollar yen before, Saeed, and you know that had a pretty tricky move when it got over 114, squeezed out all the shorts, and it's been down since. Wondering what your view is now with your pivot work.
Excuse me on this way up, I've got to say. But again, using the same logic, okay. And this was the chart I showed you back in December. I remember last year. Range high, range of 50%, and I've still obviously you have more levels to grow, but the macro levels still hold key. Now it's amazing how it's just held again. It cannot close above this level. So last week sort of confirmed. Like obviously this week was this weekly candle was more of a confirmation.
Right.
Further increase the probability. So I am very bearish. Now what would increase the probability further is if we were to make break below this, then I think that opens the gates for the 108 level here. So on a daily, question is, people say, okay, it's one thing saying, oh yeah, I think it's going to go lower, but entry is a whole different ball game. Where are you going to enter?
How about 13? How about 1270 to 1306? I saw you had a gray area box there.
Yeah. So the reason why I marked that out is comes down to breaking it down, which one's more probable to go. So if we see that's a key level here. Now the way I look at it is if it's a swing high and I've got a reaction out of it, that means that something here is significant. Okay. So here you can see the tick was there, but then when you had a bust through that level, daily close, okay, it led to that next key level, acted as a magnet. But the moment it got back, it found a bit of support, but when it closed back below it, okay, look what it did. It sold off. So that's telling me the market should be as long as below this high here, I'm considering this as a deviation. Okay. That's like a fake out. Now that's back below it, go lower. So the question is, how do you get on board? Now, I was looking for an entry here because this was key support level, and there's a strategy I used, the Monday's range strategy, where that's Monday's low. If you cleanly breaks Monday's lows, find support there, a resistance then sells off or breaks down, then I can get back on board. In this scenario, you didn't. The question is, maybe it may leave you in. So ideal scenarios, I know that I wanted to stay above that high there. Now if I was a swing trader and I got a big target, there's nothing wrong with me entering here with a stop loss there. Yes, it peeps 138 pips stop loss, but my target's this. Now one way I can do is start scaling in small, as long as it doesn't breach that level, okay? Or I'll wait for this. So what I do know is ideal scenario would be there, move into there. And usually, right, moves like here, for example, I usually trade these moves, but on a Monday I don't, because Monday usually you find price like to settle in. So in
follow
this,
through from last week.
yeah, so that's the ideal scenario I'd like to see.
Okay.
If that does not happen, I've got to be prepared for the next scenario. So what we've got happening here is we've just taken out a kilo. Now this kilo, is there any significance behind it? So if I just draw a horizontal line across that, you can clearly see how important it's been.
Yeah.
So
right
resistance
here.
there, resistance there. As soon as it made a clean break and retested it, that low led to a 200 odd pip move. So if it makes a clean break below it, I'm expecting the inverse to happen. Okay, so
Right.
now what I'll do is, okay, we had a consolidation here. So if it's going to sell off from here, I don't know for sure if it's going to sell off, because on Mondays, I don't like trading Mondays. But what I do know is, okay, I'll mark this out. So assume it does hold that level. If it was to sell off from here, then the up move, okay, that's the up candles that pushed it up into that resistance level here. If we get a sell off, that tells me that support has become resistance. Sellers have stepped in. How? They've made a new low. But not only that, the significant thing is they've broken that key level. If I get that, then any lower time frame price action, like a weakness on a 5-15 minute, then I'll be looking to it's a bit messy there. I'll be looking to sell. And where's my next key level? It's going to be this. If this was to make a clean break, this gray line, which is the mid range, then I think that really does open the gates to much lower prices. And if you look at the commercial positioning, the commercials are extremely long, the yen. So that lines up as well. And what I'm looking at is gold. Right now, gold is probably one of my favorites right now.
Go ahead.
Super bullish. So what I'm going to do with gold is quickly go to this chart here. Let's point this out. Looking at historical price action. Now, I'm not looking at the numbers here. That's not that bother me. What I'm looking at is when it was here previously and the technicals confirmed, we had a massive rally. So I'm looking at where the massive rallies happened and what were the commercial positionings. Right here, we're above all of that, and this is like
it's record setting.
So that's not enough. I mean, commercials can do what they want. They can keep prices suppressed or whatever for ages. But let's look at the technicals now. And this is where the ranges really have helped me zoom in. So we can see the leg we're stuck within is from that high to this low. I've drawn the high, the low, and the 50%. Now, this is where the 50% is so pivotal for what I'm doing now. So if we look previously, historically, when it's closed above 50%, it's made a significant rally. Remember, this is a weekly chart. A break above on a weekly significant rally, it goes to that side. Again, when it deviates it but gets back above it, it rallies. So look what it's done now. It was held for ages.
Yeah. What was it, about 1208?
This level here, this level about 1210, 12.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
So we can see how price was suppressed for ages. But now it's broken up. Now I look at the COT data and price confirms, because price has to come first for me anyway. Is the yen confirming it? The yen is also confirming it. What's going on with the indices? Similar thing. So for me, my validation level is actually this low here. So I've got a long going with this stop here. So what I would like to see is I'd like it to stay above here on a weekly close basis above this line here. Entry wise, that's a tough one right now because it could easily come back and fill this inefficiency in. So what I'll be doing is, okay, ideally, people can might come kilos or bought here, but where's your risk? If I was to buy here, my risk would have to be this low. As long as this low holds, I feel secure in the position. But what I'll be looking for, ideal scenario would be is a dip actually below this level here, a deviation below it, but I don't need to enter here. So what I'll be looking for is similar to here, find support here, deviates below it, and then once it gets back above it, you know that all this was just a squeeze or a stop run or whatever. So I'd like to see something like this, and then get back above and then find support here again, because this is clear resistance level. So when it does this, this is a squeeze, I'd consider it. And at this point is where I'll be looking to enter. Otherwise, what I'll have to do is, again, the same way I use ranges I've just shown you, I'll wait for it on the lower time frame. So for example, what we've got right now, we've got this low here.
Yeah.
And we've got this low here. So this more comes in line with entry techniques, but what it helps me do is it focuses on where price should go and shouldn't go. So right now, I'll let it do whatever it wants. But the moment it does something like this, for example, either it comes into there or there, but then reclaims that level again, and it establishes support there. Then I'll step in, because instead of keeping a wider stop loss all the way down there, I only need to keep my risk there then, and it's much more. And then my target is actually I'm actually going for these highs here on a swing basis, but short term, obviously, we've got this resistance level here. but that's gold. It's probably one of my favorites. Yep.
Okay, that'll be your tagline for the video. You gave it to me, buddy. So I am getting a couple questions from the audience, and do you want to take on either USD CAD or
actually, can
cable?
I do another pair that I normally don't do, because I think there's something big going on. Then I can answer whatever if we've got time.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
This pair here this really has got my attention right now.
Euro Aussie.
So we've got this right. I don't really trade this, but I used to back in the day. But now as you stick to the majors. But that's a range high. That's a range low. We're breaking out of a multi-year range. Now, if we look right, we had attempts here, but things are looking different now. Attempts here, okay, above failed. There's only so many times and for so long they can keep this in a consolidation form before it breaks out. Now, what was the make or break point is what's happening right now. We've broken out of it. Okay, we got back below, but then immediately broken out of it and we stayed above it. When was the last time we had so many monthly closes above it? It's been a long time. So as long as it stays above this green level on a monthly, this means we could have a huge breakout. And if I was to do measured move of this, and this is the same for the Euro New Zealand, Pound Aussie, Pound New Zealand. So I just need to do this, and you could do the same for the rest yourselves. But this is really, really looking nice. I think this is in for a massive breakout, at least a minimum target into another 900 to 1,000 pips. It'd be a fool to say no. But it's like these kind of trades are like running in the background while you day trade or whatever you do with the majors. So on a weekly basis,
it's like background music for you. Elevator.
Yes, so okay. I have.
Good one. All right.
So So this is a level to keep your eye on, I believe. And what we've done, we're retracing back now. That's fine. But what we have done is, this is previous month's low. I shouldn't have drawn that, but okay. Previous month's low here. Okay. Now we've taken out the stops at previous month's low. We're hinging off a key pivotal level, which is here. So this down, we pushed the market up. When it broke below it, resistance, sell-off. Clear, if proved itself by finding resistance here. It broke above it, found support. This time, it took out the stops, cleared that previous month's low, previous quarter's low, and then rallied. And I'm seeing this as a breaking market structure. So short term, as long as this low holds, I think this is bullish. Now the question is, again, does it come into here, or has it already done its thing? So in this scenario, I'll use a Monday's range where I'll let Monday unfold. But I think this is really a currency pair to keep your eye on for a massive move, at least risk reward wise.
All right, background music. First time I heard a position trade described that way. Background. So were there any other pairs? We have a little bit of time, but I want to make sure. I went to your website, so I don't know if you had it last time, but I want people to know how to get in touch with you. You're teaching people, you're doing webinars. You have a service now. So you want to show your website and how people can reach you?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like specifically teaching. I mean, there's loads of stuff out there that you can learn. It's more of an analysis I do. Like, I mean, you can learn from it, obviously. I mean, just because we label it something doesn't mean it's not. But like, for example, say what I've done now, that's what I do. So, but in this, you don't have to sign up. There's plenty of free stuff. I mean, I got quite a few free videos here and on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's just mainly analysis I do, and a few live trading sessions during the week where.
Well, I think I was probably talking about your premium access. That you do have, a business model for people that get it, unless you just want to win the Nobel Peace Prize for humanitarianism.
Let's be honest, it's all about the money here.
There you go. All right, that's the Saeed I know that I see from tweets. You'll do anything. You'll jump off a building if you want it bad enough. Okay, so you want to cover, I got a couple of requests. One was
whatever you've got.
All right, USD CAD and cable. And then
I'll do cable, and then I'll do
cable.
Okay, so cable.
Because I know you're not worried about Brexit. You're looking at your lines.
To be honest with you, you know what it is, right? Everybody's moaning all over Twitter, social media, this, that, the other. But at the end of the day, price will tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
And even if it is a Brexit news come out, who's going to actually trade? For example, when it was the Brexit deal, who's really going to take a position ahead of a Brexit news? It's ridiculous. I think it's just noise, and people like to get hyped up. And it is what it is. Human nature. They like hype, hysteria, and that's it. But price, I mean, for this, I'll have to refer to the Euro GBP first. Euro GBP, I mean, I was wrong on Euro GBP where I was looking for a long here and it went up and I was getting excited and it smashed through my level. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'm bearish dollar, I think cable and euro will both rally. Questions, which one will rally more? Now, with this situation right now, we're at a key support level here, okay? We're at a key support level. Now, if I'm correct, if for me to get bullish, okay, market needs to do this where, okay, I was looking to buy in within this gray box here. It's proved itself previously by giving me massive moves. Now, if it gets back above it, that means that this was just a deviation. Again, that same range concept.
I'm thinking there's a chance for that.
So if it does this is where I'll be looking to get long. At that point, euro is the more favorable one. But where they're at right now is a key resistance. So if they're buying here previously, there's a good chance they could sell it off from here. And target-wise would be this gray box here. Take out these stops. So I'm not a make or break point. So it could just range and let the cable and euro rally together. But regardless, cable, again, look at this. Cable is above the quarterly open. So the macro is starting to turn now. And it's coming off of this block here. And if you look right, there's a bit of inefficiency filled in. So if I go do the same thing again for cable, looking at a weekly chart, range low, range high, broke out, respected it there, rallied up. All this was just a retest. Everybody's calling like your massive, yes, but like it's a retest really. I forgot the daily. This candle that initiated the move, it didn't retest it in 2017. It came back to retest it in 2018. So when you get little gaps, market needs like to fill them in. That's how I'm seeing it as. Now, if you break it down further, okay, there's nothing bearish about this chart to me, to be honest with you. I get the same rule if it does break this on a macro view, yes, I'm bearish. But on a weekly basis, right, if I'm looking at this really got a lot of bears in, and this sort of confirmed it. Immediately after, it wicked down all the way back up. So this, the way I'm seeing it is, I think this swing low should hold as it stands. This weekly candle, I think, was if you look the way they started, it was a quite a 300 pips. So it's normal to take some profit taking, whatever you want to call it. But as it stands, this up move pushed the market lower, and then if I came to resistance there, and then it came back down, took out this low. So it's come back above, found support. What proves to me the level is going to hold. If it holds and then makes an impulse move, that tells me that the level is going to hold. Any pullback is a buy. I think short term. Now we've got the monthly open here. I'd like it to stay above the monthly open. So we've got a pivot here and we've got the monthly open here. So any pullback, as short term at least, as long as this holds, I'm bullish. If it does break, then the macro view doesn't change, but I'm going to have to switch my short term bias. And so if it did this, then I'd say, because cable likes to fill the voids, it's one pair that really likes to fill in the gaps and voids. What I mean by that is inefficient moves. I think we're coming to here. But as long as it can stay above this gray box, any pullback is a long. So I'll probably be looking for, we can open the market, and what I'm looking for is maybe a stop run. Okay, if you can, and this is where my Monday's range strategy comes in. So this is, if you can do something like this, but that's not enough. I won't buy a blind there. But if it gives me higher highs and higher lows after that, so if you did that, so that's a high. I wish I had a pen tool, it's so much easier. But if you did this,
you know, we only have time for one more. Do you have the same constructive view on silver?
Yes.
You do.
And the reason why I prefer gold over silver, I was going to come, that's one thing I want to come to, is if we look at this chart here, the gold silver chart, I'm bullish this. Now we are into resistance here, so we could range and they both could fly together. But on a monthly basis, right, I mean, this is quite bullish. So we've taken up previous month's low. The stops are going to be resting above previous month's high. So
gold silver ratio, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this is looking bullish to me. So if I had a choice, I'd rather take the gold over silver. It doesn't mean they can't rally, but gold's going to be.
That I haven't looked at that in a while. Yeah, that looks like a measure's pretty big, like it could go to 100 or something.
So the way, you know, I remember you mentioning it, you look at Euro GBP to take cable or Euro.
Yeah.
Same thing for this, but again,
that's a great lesson.
Silver's, again, I am bullish this market, but just gold, if it's like that where gold, silver's so clear, I just focus on what's clear. That's going to make me the most.
I hear you. How about, do you ever trade the yuan and have a view on it?
I can have a view on it. I remember someone asking me about the Chinese one. Sure, let me find it here.
You know, it's been stalling against that 7 level.
It's the CNH, is that the same thing? CUSD, CNH.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chinese yuan. Okay, let's quickly break this down. Okay, monthly.
But you don't trade it.
No.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
don't trade it, but a few people ask me. I don't know why they ask me. 'Cause they don't trade. They just like it sounds exotic, so they want to look at it.
Oh.
It's funny. Human psychology is.
Hey,
But,
and
okay.
don't forget to send me your 8x10 autograph picture after the end. Okay, buddy?
I actually think we have a short-term top in place.
Yeah.
What stands out to me here, right? This is where everybody can draw an SR level, and you ask the same 5 people, they'll give you 8 different SR levels, even though you're just asking for 1 each. But
Right.
if you look at it technically, the way I trade anyway, had an inefficiency here, and we had pivot, block, whatever you want to call it. What a stop when they had 1 attempt there, okay, down. Right now we're making a higher low, but it can't see. This is the key level. Remember how we mark out the range, high levels? This seems to really stand out to me. So that's not weekly. That's not looking too bad for bearishness. But if I look at it, break it down further, I think we've carved out a lower high here, and this is where I even will trend lines myself. I think we're dropping here. So risk to reward wise, I mean, it's not even. I'm actually trading this myself actually.
Okay.
I mean, at least into, well, I am bearish this market. This looks really nice down here.
Right.
And then obviously we've got targets, probably just say down there.
Do you trade? Yeah, see, look at this guy. Only pros could really analyze on the fly like that. Some people take them about an hour to come up with important reasons. But,
look at this.
You can't learn experience, though, Saeed. It only happens with the passing of time. How many years did it take you to get to where you're at now?
Well, I'm always learning. So I'm my 6th year, over 6 years now.
All right. Do you think it took 4 for you to really start becoming more proficient, consistent?
Last year I thought I was the dog's bollocks. I look back now and I think I knew nothing then what I knew now. So I'm not saying the same next year. So I think it took me about at least 2-3 years to get to a level where I could read it, and then each year passes. Like for example, the way I use ranges now, it's only been just over a year where I use it the way I do now. So
so it was a process that evolved.
I'm sure there's been more. But yeah, for example, this scenario, short term, that's not a bad sell with us. Not financial wise, but yeah, there's no reason it should go. I think this goes down from here.
Okay,
but
buddy.
We'll see.
Well, another great one. You never let me down. Some great views, and thanks for sharing your methodology as well. And it's always great having you here. I appreciate you, Saeed, my trading warrior brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and likewise, Dale.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, everyone. That's a wrap. See everyone for Turnaround Tuesday. If you're trading Saeed stuff, remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Don't jump off a roof. Just have a winning trade because you'll have lots of doctor bills. Anyway, see everyone tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for supporting us. You may want to check out our trial, $1 for 10 days. And if you're not happy with your broker, please reach out to Trent at Forest Park FX. Adios, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. Thanks again, Saeed.